Internet. Welcome to match 5 of Disney Couples Reshuffled. I have no idea what I'm doing. Okay, hi guys, welcome to match 5 for Moon Panda Power or Morgan Strong Comic. That is I here in this morning. You know, I'm still kind of tired, but we're doing the best I can. So myself and fellow author, friend, slash YouTube channel mate, slash right now my competition, Dan Wright, and I are doing our Disney Couple Reshuffled for our Disney March event. This is our second annual event. We're really excited. And we're halfway there. So we did the first 4 couples. And now we're starting with round 5. Or I guess in this case, match 5. So I'll show off my bling. My starfish bling. So last match I got to talk about Snow White and Flynn Rider. And I hope you guys did our hashtag, or at least my hashtag MPP Morgan, to vote for them. They are just the adorable couple. I really enjoyed talking about them. So now I get to talk about a couple that is very unlikely, to be honest. I'm not going to lie. But I think they could work it out. Insert Beatles background music here. So for round 5, for Disney Couples Reshuffle, we have the lovely Maid Marian from the 1973 classic Robin Hood, which is my dad and brother's, one of their favorite Disney films growing up. And then we have the unlikely young hero, the candidates, and we have Taran from the 1985 Disney film The Black Cauldron. And that is Socks meowing, my kitty cat in the background. I had to shut her out because she likes to play with the camera. So if you hear a cute little kitty cat, that's her. Will not be me. Anyway, so we have Maid Marian and Taran. And Black Cauldron is a cult classic from 1985. It's known for its darker tones. First Disney film to get a PG rating. And first Disney film to get a video game. Which I talked about a lot when I got to talk about The Horn King that I did with March Disney Villain Madness last year. Oh, he's a wicked. He was a lot of fun to study about, but not to find images of creeper. Okay, so here we go. We're going to talk about now for round 5 of our Disney Couple Reshuffle. I said like 3 times now, but I like the name and it's fun. For Maid Marian and Taran. So the name Marian means one related to the Virgin Mary. That makes sense, and it shows how pure-hearted Maid Marian is. You definitely get that vibe from Disney's Robin Hood. Maid Marian is a kind-hearted charge. A charge in this format from a lot of historical books and documentaries I've read. I'm a big royalty nut, especially if it's British or Russian. British or Russian are probably the big 2 that I'm most into. But anyway, a charge is somebody that maybe the king adopted or took care of. It doesn't have to necessarily mean somebody from a noble birth, but he lets them live in the palace. He takes care of them. They slowly get more duties, things like that, maybe power, position. So Maid Marian is usually seen of as a charge, which is what I believe she is in Disney's animated film. However, in other media, she also is King Richard's niece. So, regardless, she does live in a castle of sorts and is connected to King Richard and King John. But I just want to clarify that because I've read the classic original, I guess the original written down versions of Robin Hood in high school for one of my college classes. And very different from what I was expecting because Robin Hood's everywhere. So, I just didn't want everybody to get up all on my grill, you know, to talk like the cool kids, if they didn't agree with it. But anyway, Maid Marian is kind-hearted, was related to King Richard in some way, who is the current ruler of Nottingham, and of course we know he's away fighting in the Crusades, which that's actually historically accurate. Maid Marian is good with children and very playful, going along with their games. She also wants several children, at least a dozen. Okay, again, like I did with The Lion King, and a little bit with Beast before he transforms back into Adam, the prince. I do not believe in bestiality. It's just, no. But I have, this is the character I got. We're going to take Maid Marian and a woman form, but keep her same background, her personality, her lines, everything's the same. And Maid Marian is a little more believable to be a person because in most media she is a person, except for Disney's where she's a lovely vixen or a female fox. So that's how I am personally going to take it. So Maid Marian, the person, is what we're talking about. But she does want at least a dozen children. When her and Robin are escaping the Sheriff of Nottingham and King John's soldiers, they're throwing pies and stuff, and they're having this cute little conversation proposal thing. It's adorable. It's just comical. And, he wants at least 6, and she goes, I want a dozen! And he just didn't really say anything to that. But she wants a lot of children, so that's something that a man, I guess, would look for. I'm not sure about Taran, because he's kind of young, and he's not of noble blood, so there's not a huge need for him to have an heir, like a lot of the princes, or all the princes, I guess. But there you go. And she's good with kids. I like when the kids accidentally sneak into her courtyard instead of, like, throwing them out. She instantly plays with them and, gets fake kidnapped and rescued by the little bunny Robin Hood, and she's kissing on him, and it's just precious. So Maid Marian's going to be a fantastic mom, and I think she definitely needs kids in her life. And that's a very important, I guess, quality for a future mate, if we're looking at that. Maid Marian is very ladylike, of course. I mean, she's Maid Marian, but she's also like a ladylike princess. A lot of the modern Disney princesses from the Renaissance onward are not. And there's nothing wrong with that. But she's different. She's very ladylike and proper. She can dance. The dance motions from The Phony King of England, which is probably my favorite Robin Hood song in the film. The Phony King of England. I really like the puppet show. Miles and I used to watch it all the time. It's just recycled footage from Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. I knew that even as a young kid, but it's still cute. She's very, she's smiling and she's prancing, she's ladylike, and it's fun. So everybody likes a classy lady. She is the only character in the film to wear shoes, making her fit well with the other humans. Again, I'm treating her as a human, but that makes it more realistic. I don't know why she's the only one to wear shoes. I guess because she's a lady. Although, I don't think King Richard or King John do either. No, they don't. I don't know. But there you go. There's just a fun fact about Maid Marian. Although she is a polite lady, she's not afraid to plead for Robin Hood's life and help the people of Nottingham any way that she can. She's begging for his life. I mean, that could mean big issues for her. She's kind of naive thinking that John Smith will allow him to live after he disguised himself. But she tries nonetheless, so she'll step up to the plate when she needs to. And there you go. That's a good quality. She has a connection to people in her life, such as Robin Hood, her childhood friend, that she still loves after all this time. And her opposite from her personality lies Lady Cluck. I love Lady Cluck. I remember when Miles and I were growing up, he was sick one day. I must have been a weekend because I was with him. I watched Robin Hood for like the 3rd billionth time. And the scene where Lady Cluck is playing the football game with the King's men, they're chasing our good guys, and he's just cracking and rolling on the floor, and I thought he was gonna throw up again because he just did not look good, but it was great, and he just lost it. And now I talk about it, I get embarrassed. So love you, bro. But I always remember that scene is pretty special to me. But that aside, King Marian is a great friend. She can accept people opposite of her, like Lady Cluck is very opposite of her personality-wise. But she loves everybody. She's very loyal. I guess once you're a friend for her one time, you will always be her friend. And that's pretty awesome. So that's a good quality to have. Maid Marian is not only familiar with castles, but she is not afraid to explore and go with the flow when a battle occurs. She throws pies when the crew is running after the archers contest. What a weapon. I just thought that was fun to throw in there about the pie. But yeah, she's not afraid if she had to. I guess if there was a knife or something, she'd throw it. I don't know, it might be a little gory for those things. But with Black Cauldron coming up, that might not be so bad. But yeah, she's also familiar with castles, which is going to help Taran later with his quest when we talk about him. And she's just awesome. So she just goes with the flow. Her birthday is May 1st, according to Disney. This nicely connects to her original story counterpart from the legend of Robin Hood. For Maid Marian is associated with the May Games and the May Queen in English culture. So there you go. So May, springy, happy, and Disney made her birthday May 1st to coincide with her original counterpart, Maid Marian, who's associated with the May Queen and the May Games, which are very cheery, colorful times. In the original legends, after Robin Hood dies, Maid Marian is said to become a nun. So that shows her loyalty and her love to Robin Hood. So if she just would happen to never met Robin Hood, fall in love with Taran, and, heaven forbid something happened to Taran, she'd be that loyal too. I don't know if that's what every woman would do, but the fact that she would is pretty touching. So that's Maid Marian. And I got a little bit about Taran. Like I said, he's probably the least known character out of all of our couples. I had trouble finding a lot of good information about the Disney counterpart. He's not even included in a lot of licensed media. It's really hard to find. But I did find a little bit. The Black Cauldron is a book series. I think it's Norwegian. Please don't yell at me if that's wrong. But I think it's over in the Norway area is where it was published. You can find information about the Black Cauldron books on the internet if you want to. So here's a little bit about Taran and Disney's counterpart version of him. Taran means thunder in his native language. Virgin Mary and thunder. It kind of sounds like like a really interesting restaurant. But anyway, there you go. Thunder School. Taran longs to leave his simple life and find a life of adventure, where he can do noble deeds, showing how passionate he is to help others and to achieve his dream. So he wants to leave his simple life. Maid Marian doesn't really have a desire to leave because she's waiting for King Richard to return and Robin Hood. She's being very patient, but she definitely doesn't like the current situation with her people. So that's kind of her goal. Taran's goal is to leave his life. So their paths might cross. I think that was just worth noting. He's got a lot of passion, and Maid Marian appreciates passion, especially love for those in her kingdom. And Taran, if he became a prince, I'd definitely show that passion as well. And he wouldn't be afraid to leave and do fights once he got adjusted to being a warrior. Because he's pretty young. I think he's 15. I think he's close to Snow White's age, maybe just a tad older. I think he's about 15 maybe. Or if he is a very young 16, I know Ella Windy is, I believe that he's 15 or 16. I can't recall. They don't really confirm their ages. But he's definitely one of our younger guys in the competition. Taran is in charge of taking care of a special pig, so he's used to animals. I know Maid Marian is an animal, and we're not thinking about that right now. But obviously, if she lives by a forest, there's going to be animals anyway by her kingdom. And she's just seems like the type of person who'd have pets. So there you go. So Taran can take care of animals. He does get a magic sword and has rescued a princess, so he can be a hero and is familiar with castles. Maid Marian being familiar with castles, she might be able to find secret areas for him, best ways to explore. So she would have been good with him on his quest. He has a magic sword, so he learns to sword fight for her, and she'd be very proud watching him grow and progress. So there you go. And he's rescued a princess before, and Maid Marian, other than throwing pies, she's a pretty dainty princess, so she might need some rescuing. Nothing wrong with that. Just how it is. Taran has faced extremely dark arts in the form of the Horn King and his skeleton army. So the Sheriff of Nottingham and King John, who are just pouty and annoying, and Sir Hiss, would just be really annoying. So compared to the Horned King, Taran's got it. He could rescue Nottingham with no problem. So there you go. He has red hair, and Maid Marian has red fur, or we're going to pretend she has red hair. So there you go, gingers. I don't believe in the internet jokes about that, but they have really pretty babies. So there you go. And since Maid Marian wants 12, there you go. Since he is still young, Maid Marian and him will get along well. She might be a tad older than him, but she likes younger children. She's open-minded, so I think their romance would start probably as like a little, like she treats him like a little brother, and then she sees he grows up and happens over time. Kind of like her and Robin Hood, maybe, their friendship. So, that'd be really cute. Cute little story. And lastly, he has seen a colorful array of companions and is good with accepting fate. Again, Lady Cluck is very colorful personality-wise, and Taran will be used to that. He's got Gurgi, and he's got all his other companions like here. Their names escape me at the moment because I only seen that film one time. So he's okay with that. And he'll accept fate when he has to, but he also, once he has the magic sword, is ready to fight against it. And that is Maid Marian and Taran for round 5 in Disney Couple Reshuffle for team hashtag MPP Morgan or just team MPP Morgan. We would love it if you voted. Maid Marian, Taran, and I would love it if you voted for us. So the links for everything you need for our websites, medias, and of course the poll is in the description below. We have today and tomorrow to vote before we go on to round 6. Now I gotta use my other hand. Hello, phone. And my tagline for this couple is, "You are the moonlight in the blackness." And there's no musical numbers in the Black Cauldron. So if you get that, then you are one smart cookie. And it says, "You are the moonlight in the blackness." Is their tagline. I think that sounds very poetic. Just like I think they would be, especially from their time periods. Okay, so please make sure you vote for Maid Marian and Taran in round 5. I will see you guys for round 6. And thanks for staying tuned. Alright, I gotta swim away. Goodbye, my little guppies.